Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. You can visit us at charlesgraham.com. You can support the show by going to charlesgraham.com/donate. And it's just not donations there. There's our advertisers and sponsors are there that you can sign up for their services. Helps out. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Richard Marx, the ABCD delisting, former singer, songwriter, whatever, that posted on Twitter about Rand Paul, and he would buy drinks to anyone that finished the job, so to speak, right? Is that not calling for violence? But yet you got GoDaddy and all these other platforms or all these other registrars that are deplatforming places like AR15.com. And they have to go to places like Epic to get their domain hosted. Well, I find this disturbing because they always use the prerequisite, so to speak, of violence. It's violence. That's the reason that they do it, is that these platforms like Gab and other places promote violence, which is simply not true. These platforms give you a voice if there is violence or threats and intimidation by letter or notice, which we have a statute here which makes it a crime. If that's true, take the information you get. I'll give you an example. I charged a guy one time on Facebook for that exact same thing, threats and intimidation by letter or notice. It doesn't have to work. Was I intimidated? No. He threatened to kill me, but was I intimidated? No. But I charged his ass and settled out of court with the prosecutor. And he was just a kid. He was just a teenager. Made him write a letter of apology and drop the charges on him. But the point being is, Facebook never took that down. He threatened to kill me. Did they take it down? No, never. Did they take down Richard Marx on Twitter? No. But you know what they did? They suspended my site on Twitter for making a Jeff Bezos joke. And I've covered that in another video, but that's what they did. Big tech. But let's get into it for a second. What should happen to big tech? What should we do about this? From a governmental standpoint, what should we do? And again, sorry for my voice. I'm coming on the backside of this. I don't know what this is. Cold, flu, COVID, and a cold on top of each other. I don't think they mesh well. But anyway, what should we do about these utilities? I mean, these social media companies. I think we should make Comcast, any internet provider, any hosting provider, any domain registrar, a public utility. Why? Because they're integrated in our society so much. In other words, you can do whatever you want to over your phone, and they can't shut you down, even if it's a crime. And that's what I believe. I don't think you should stifle anybody's speech. What you should do is take what they said and charge their ass with it. If they promote violence and they promote something that's detrimental to somebody else, bust that ass. It's not YouTube's or Google's or Facebook's right to police what people do and what they say. And they've become such an integrated part of everyone's life, they're not going to like the outcome of this. This class action lawsuit that was promoted by Trump, they're not going to like the outcome of this, man. I'm telling you right now. And it irritates my wife to no end when I'm right. Hi, honey. Anyway, the point being is this. They're not going to like this. They're going to be in such disarray when it comes down and they change the statutes to make these companies public utilities. Why do you think Comcast has just run circles around AT&T? AT&T is still a public utility. It takes a lot for them to get through their regulations as a public utility, and they can't do some of the things. That's why Comcast is faster. That's why they're more able to innovate quicker. Now, I'm not saying stifle innovation. There needs to be some checks and balances here so that we don't stifle it. My point is you make it a utility and you make it accessible to all people, period. And if you don't want to be in that business, then shut it down or sell it. But it's not big tech's responsibility, nor is it their prerogative to police what's on their platform. That was the whole purpose of 230, is to give them immunity from things that they couldn't control. Well, here's another aspect to that. Now they're saying they can control it. Well, then why do they need the immunity? Donald Trump and them have a great argument. The government has given them a blank slate to discriminate. They've given them the tools to censor people they don't like. And those emails between Zuckerberg and Fauci are going to be their undoing. I'm telling you, you fuck with the bull, you get the horns. These folks are not going to like the results of this. But I believe that they should be made a utility. It's very simple. Make it so that these registrars like GoDaddy can't cancel these like AR15.com. Oh, they were saying stuff that was violent. That's none of your business. You're a domain registrar. None of that material is on your hosting platform. Who the fuck do you think you are? Just simply being able to take somebody's registration down just because you don't like what they say. No. Especially when you have no skin in the game. There's nothing illegal or anything that is being even transmitted over your pipes. If you know how a registration works, it's just simply a control panel, and you point that domain to whatever IP address you want to point it to. It just simply is a mechanism to a forwarding mechanism, really. That's all it is. You register it. ICANN has it. ICANN's not going to police the internet. They have hundreds of countries. They don't want to do that. They've already said they weren't doing that. So to say that you violated their terms of service for some reason is just nonsense. The bottom line is this, folks. Big tech has got too big for its britches. It does not play fair when it comes to censoring. Conservatives are censored all the time, and it's obvious. But liberals can threaten the most vile shit you've ever heard in your life, can be put on their platforms, and nobody says anything. As long as you're on the right side of the vile shit you're spreading, you're okay. Like Richard Marx. His Twitter account, if they were going to be fair, should have been suspended until he removed that tweet. Was it? Nope. Now, in reality, should they have suspended him? No. He should have been able to say whatever the hell he wanted to. And so should conservatives. The problem is they're scared. That's right. And I find it ironic that GoDaddy would take down AR-15 when the CEO of GoDaddy has been well known to be a huge big game hunter. At least the CEO that I knew that was the CEO about 5 years ago. And I can't think of his name. Leave it in the comments, but I can't think of his name. Yeah. Kill everything that walks, crawls for nothing more than a damn trophy. But AR-15 and their promotion of violence in their comment section, they have no control over what's over that. That's the reason they have 232 on their blogs. They have the protection of 230 because they're not responsible. I hope that all these big tech companies get their ass handed to them in this lawsuit. I do. And I also hope that they pay their ass in stock. I would love to see Donald Trump acquire, and the other conservatives that were affected by this in this class action, acquire enough stock that if combined together, they could kick both them sumbitches out of that company, Twitter and Facebook. Don't think it's never happened. Just look at U-Haul. So the point being is I'm telling you, I hope they do. I hope that they have to pay their ass in stock. And watch Zuckerberg had to walk his ass out of the company that he basically allegedly stole. Allegedly had to pay $65 million to the people that invented what was used to be called the Harvard Connection. I think that's court documents. But anyway, I'm going to say allegedly stole it from his Harvard colleagues. Some bitch hadn't had an original thought in his mind. And Jack Dorsey, I'd like to see him boot his ass out too. Folks, I'm not for suppressing any speech. That's the beauty of it all. You don't suppress anybody's speech. If they do some shit illegal or threaten somebody, charge them. Jesus Christ. The person that they're threatening ought to charge them. It's just like I did. I charged the guy. And I went to the prosecutor, and I've already said this, but I went to the prosecutor and I said, look, he's a kid. We got into court. This was so funny. We got into court, and the judge said, Mr. Graham, was you intimidated by what he said? He was thinking more on the lines of simple assault, where you have to be in imminent fear of seriously bodily harm or death for it to be simple assault. I said, no. He went, well, I said, Your Honor, that's not a criteria of the statute. And the prosecutor had to look up the statute right there while I was standing there. He went, oh, did you feel that was what he intended to do, was intimidate you? I went, yeah. Fact of the matter is, threats and intimidation by letter or notice in the state of Mississippi doesn't have to work. It's all about your intentions of what you're trying to do, not about whether or not I'm scared. I wasn't scared of that little shit. So the point being is this: charge them. If you've been threatened and somebody's trying to fuck with you, charge them. If he'd have showed up at my house, I'd have took his ass into custody myself and held his ass till the cops got here. So the point being is this: we got to quit pussing around on this, man. The fact is, this is the kind of shit that causes real change. In my industry, in the collection industry, it all happened back in 1970 something when we had that crisis with Carter, and collection agencies were going rogue with some of the stupid shit they were doing trying to get money collected. And during this pandemic, my company actually took a back seat. It hurt us. It did. It hurt us pretty bad. We're back, and we're back full force, and there ain't going to be no back seat taken anymore. But my point being is people were suffering, and just had to, adapt. So the point being is this. We've got to do something about big tech. I don't have a Facebook. It's deleted. I don't have Twitter. It's deleted. And if YouTube fucks around, I'll delete it too. It's not like I give a shit. So anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. I'm about to lose my voice. I know I ought to do voiceover. Kind of like, the movie guy. I think I probably could do it. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. Trans Aquaman. I'll probably get censored for that one. Anyway, it was a joke. Whatever happened to the good old days when the tranny was a car part? And that's another joke. I'm not transphobic. Ain't nobody scared of you. So the point being is I've got to go, guys. I appreciate you listening. And if you made it this far, kudos to you. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to charlesgraham.com. You can hear our podcast. We upload every morning. I'm trying to do this. I really enjoy this. I don't make a damn bit of money off of it, but I really do enjoy doing these videos. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.